Just leaving a still clip up here. This is what I mean. So let's imagine for a second that we are ball in the middle of the field, or maybe ball hugging the left hash just a little bit. Okay. I can call inside zone lock to the right, and that grass concept has a lot of room to work over there on the right-hand side. The now screen into the boundary is a huge advantage for us. I don't see R2 ever trying to be a box player there. I think it's too risky for them. They're probably going to walk him out. But the L2, because he's closer to the boundary, is in a great deal of conflict. He knows that he's got the corner out there to help him, but because his hash safety is deeper, he's also got to be cognizant of the fact that the ball can be thrown into that boundary quickly. But he's also got a bubble. He's got a shade 5 to his side, which is an easy place to run the football into with a variety of different S2A run schemes. And so to me, he's a big conflict player. Well, when I go trips, he's not nearly as much conflict. They can walk the L3 down, jam the X a little bit on the outside, roll the L1 down, take away that slant lane a little bit, and walk the L2 back into the box, and they can get an extra half a man at least into the box. Okay, so we're assuming this is more your standard 4-2-5, 4-3 team. When I go 2x2, that kid does not have that luxury. Okay, if he blitzes, ball's coming out. Okay, or ball's being handed off. It really doesn't matter. If he comes anywhere near that B gap, we've got numbers into the boundary because we're 2x2 and we're throwing that ball. Okay, if he walks all the way out and he wants to cover the H and take him away head up, we're handing the ball off into a 5-man box. And that's really the big part of what we're trying to do. We're always trying to get back to a 5-man box. So it's one guy for each of our offensive line. All right. And so in this defense with this set, being in trips is not a big advantage for us. But being in 2x2 allows us to create a leverage advantage and to create a conflict defender with the L2 right there. So let's take a look at a couple clips here. All right. So here's a perfect example. All right. Go ahead and pause it right there. We're in 2x2. We're actually in 2x2 right. So this is our tight end down here. Okay. Perfect example of this. We're running inside zone up to the top, and we've got now 1 down here to the bottom of the screen. All right. The defense is always, in my opinion, they always have a tendency when they want to bring pressure, they always like to start it out from the weak side. Now, when I talk to my kids, I talk about sappers and I talk about strikers. A striker is like an L2 player in this instance, coming off the field side edge. That's a striker to me. Okay, usually a front door player. A sapper is a guy coming off the weak side. So you can see here they've got a sapper already. Okay, and the reason that they feel confident in doing that is they don't feel like you're going to just throw the ball down here into the boundary, because that boundary is their extra defender. Okay, you hear defensive coordinators say it all the time. We're going to use the sideline as our extra defender. Okay, great. Well, here's the deal. My tight end is into the boundary. That's the number 2 receiver. He's going to go up and block your corner. He's going to go block your sideline player. And I'm going to give the ball to my number 1 receiver down there, and I'm going to let him have all that chunk of grass to work with now. If I try to do that out of a trip set, you could very easily just bail that sapper back out, take the slant away, and make me play back up to the field. But by keeping the extra blocker down here to the boundary, I'm able to create a raw, generic numbers advantage down here into the boundary. So let's go ahead and take a look at this clip. I think the quarterback makes up his mind pre-snap. He should. He gives a little token fake, pops it out there. You can see my tight end basically just bench presses that corner into the sideline right there. Now, yes, they have a sideline that they can use to their advantage, but it's going to have to be a third-level player come get it. All right? I don't like that look right there in trips, because I don't want to have to throw the ball all the way up there to that wide side. I've created a false numeric superiority for myself down here because they've done 2 things wrong. They've got a corner too far off of a twin set, and they're trying to get pressure. Now, they could very easily take all this problem away. They could take that snapper, go stick him out over number 2, walk the corner down, let the safety stay over there and say, we'll play 3 over 2. My quarterback would never throw that ball into the boundary. The issue is the box is already somewhat devalued. They've really only got 5 guys in the box as it is. They're getting their 6th hat with the sapper. So me staying in a 2x2 set right there is basically just a chance for me to run ISO. Okay, it's a pretty darn easy play for me out there.